Welcome to Social Perspective. Today we have an article saying towards a stronger mental health strategy. More needs to be done in India in the context of COVID-19, which has exacerbated mental illnesses. This article talks about growing mental illnesses and resulting in suicide due to COVID-19 induced problems like lockdowns, going into isolation, or other mental stresses due to diseases or deaths going around. This article is mainly concerned about lack of mental health facilities in India when compared to global countries, and a lack of attention towards mental health in India. Well, before discussing this article, let us look into Emile Durkheim's suicide concept. Now, Emile Durkheim studied suicide and categorized suicide into two types. One is due to forces of integration, and other one is due to forces of regulation. Under forces of integration, altruistic suicide happens when there is excessive integration with the society, its norms, its values, morals, etc. Egoistic suicide is another kind wherein this type of suicide happens when there is lack of integration with the society. Now, coming into forces of regulation, anomic suicide happens when there is a lack of regulation in the society, when there is no one to control the behavior of the individuals, when there is no one to regulate the individuals or monitor the individuals' whereabouts and all. Fatalistic suicide happens when there is excessive regulation in the society, either by family or friends or relatives or religious organization or political organization or whatever. When there is excessive regulation, fatalistic suicide happens. Now, coming to the criticisms of Emile Durkheim suicide, we have M. Halbach saying there are psychological factors which influence the suicide, because Emile Durkheim talks only about the societal factors. He doesn't care about individual factors. For Emile Durkheim, suicide is something happened only because of society, and the individual has no stake in it. His feelings, his emotions, his past experiences, and his interpretation of the social facts has no stake in the suicide, according to Emile Durkheim. That's why Halbach criticizes Emile Durkheim, saying there are psychological factors, which is the reason why only particular persons respond to that kind of situation in the form of suicide, and not others who also undergo the same kind of situation. J.M. Atkinson also criticizes saying that Emile Durkheim's suicide study is based on the statistics collected by the police stations and other government records. Now, these statistics are questionable because reliability of government data is questionable. We have David Freeman saying there is ecological fallacy in Emile Durkheim's study because personal phenomena which change from person to person are generalized by Emile Durkheim as if they are the same for everyone going under the same conditions. Now, J.B. Douglas also says there are official statistics which are inaccurate. Official statistics are often bound with inaccuracy because they often tend towards, are often biased towards disintegration theories. In that way, J.B. Douglas criticizes Emile Durkheim. Now, going into the contents of the article, we have some relevance for Emile Durkheim here. Here, the author says the majority of suicides in the world are related to psychiatric problems or the illnesses listed above. That is, mental illnesses include anxiety disorders, psychotic disorders, mood disorders, substance use disorders, personality disorders, and eating disorders. Now, these disorders are highly subjective and are related to psychiatric problems, the author says. That is what Halbach also said. The psychological factors play a major role in deciding suicides. But Emile Durkheim did not subscribe to that idea. Now, this author also talks similar to M. Halbach in saying psychological factors play a major role. Again, the author says death by suicide is a complex phenomenon and not fully reported. Halbach says the same. Death by suicide is a complex phenomena and it is not accurately reported as per J.B. Douglas. Official statistics inaccurate, he said, because the suicides are not accurately reported. Moreover, Emile Durkheim studied only suicide based on his mental illness theory. But he did not take into account the attempt to suicide because the attempt to suicides are not at all reported in any records. But in studying suicide, attempt to suicide also have to be studied or has to be studied to come into a better conclusion. That's why J.B. Douglas says official statistics are inaccurate and often bound for mistakes. That is what the author also said here. Death by suicide is a complex phenomenon not fully reported. Further, the author says communities and families have an important role in this regard, and so do community-based programs. That is what Emile Durkheim study also is wholly based upon. For Emile Durkheim, society has major role. But where the author and the Emile Durkheim differed is that Emile Durkheim says as if society has sole is a sole factor for suicide, and nothing except society has any stake to do anything to do with suicide. But the author says community has a role, but it has important role. It's nothing that it is the only player playing role there. Emile Durkheim says community is the only player in suicide. The author says community, apart from community, there are others also, but community plays important role. This is why Emile Durkheim was criticized by R.K. Martin, saying Emile Durkheim generalized the theories, and he says he often talks in extremist tendencies. That's why R.K. Martin says these extremist and generalized and often universalistic theories do not work in practical situations. Middle range theories are required for practical societies. That middle range theory is this only. Communities and families have a role to play, but they have important role to play. It's nothing that they are the only players here. Apart from communities and families, there are other players also, that is psychological factors, but communities have equal important role to play. This is the middle range theory which R.K. Martin has urged Emile Durkheim to consider. Now, moving on to the next article, we have Rowdy's warned of banishment from districts. Now, regarding this, we have discussed much articles regarding social control, Talcott Parsons' cybernetic hierarchy of control. For Talcott Parsons, social change is something wherein there is a change in the direction of energy and information control. Now, if we analyze here, if there is a change in the direction of energy and information control, let us see. Officials in the deputy superintendent rank summon the rowdy elements and explain to them the punishment they could attract if they continue to remain in their list. If you don't mind your ways, your family will bear the impact and face the consequences. The rowdy sheeters were warned. Now, here, if we want to analyze whether there is a social change, we have to see whether rowdy sheeters are controlling the situations, whether they have more information at their hand, or whether they are growing stronger. Now, certainly they are seemingly apparently going stronger because the SP level officer and DSP level officers are in work to control the situation. That means there is a social change that is happening, and these people are trying to restore that social change. Now, to restore that social change, Talcott Parsons said there are two ways. One is socialization, that is imbibing values, morals, etc. Other one is social control, that is enforcement of law, police action, etc. Now, if we see here, police are apparently following both of the ways suggested by Talcott Parsons. One is officials in the DSP rank summon the rowdy elements and explain to them the punishment they could attract if they continue to remain in their list. That means they are trying to warn the rowdy cheaters. That means some kind of social control is working there. In the next paragraph, it said, if you don't mend your ways, your family will bear the impact and face the consequences. That means police are trying to touch the consciousness of the rowdy cheaters, and they're trying to integrate them. They're trying to socialize them with their family members. They're trying to uh, look into the situation in the perspective of their family members. That means they are trying to socialize these rowdy cheaters with their society or with the family members or relatives, etc. This is the second way. The first way that Talcott Parsons suggested, that is socialization. Talcott Parsons' social action is based on consciousness. That is, choice of means to reach goals is influenced by motivational orientation and value orientation. Under motivational orientation, cognitive orientation is there, cathartic orientation is there, which means personal interest. This personal interest police are trying to mend by warning them and by saying by explaining them about the consequences. If the police explain them about the consequences, their personal interest may be changed. Evaluative orientation is sorry, evaluating the personal individuals choices of means by themselves. Now police are giving them a chance to evaluate their own means by not arresting them and just warning them. In value orientation, also cognitive orientation, appreciative orientation is nothing but how society accepts their actions or appreciates their means. Now police are trying to explain that society is not going to appreciate your means because they are going to arrest them, or they are going to warn them. Our family will bear the impact. The police say here. That means police are trying to convince the rowdy cheaters that society is not going to accept your behavior. That means police are trying to work towards appreciative orientation. And there is moral orientation also. That means police are trying to imbibe some morals and values by reminding them about their family. That means police have Talcott Parsons in mind, we can say. For instance, And even though they do not have Talcott Parsons in mind, they are doing exactly in the way that Talcott Parsons has suggested to restore the social change. Talcott Parsons social action is fully in action in this article because police are trying to include all the elements that Talcott Parsons suggested. Socialization is there, social control is there. Police are trying to mend motivational orientation and also value orientation. And police are trying to touch upon the consciousness of the rowdy cheaters. And police are trying to restore the social change in Talcott Parsons' way. That is all we have for today. Now, if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe to Social Perspective. Thank you and have a nice day.